Welcome you all for direct taxation class. Today we will be discussing regarding leave salary, and also we will work out few problems based on leave salary. So what do you mean by leave salary here? So it is an encashment of leave by surrendering the leave that is standing into the credit of an individual is called leave salary. Means in brief, for example, if you are working in an organization, so there is a service rule saying that if you are not availing your leaves, means if you are not taking your leave, so that can be encashed, right? So at that particular point of time, any employee who is working over there, if he has not taken the leave, that can be encashed. So we say that leave salary, right? So here again, that will be also depending on the nature of the leave encashment what they are making. So nature of leave encashment in the sense here, either the leave encashment might be at the time of continuity of the employment, or at the time of retirement, or at the time of leaving the job. In these three situations, leave encashment can be done. Again, employees are classified into government employee and non-government employee. With respect to this leave salary, here government employee includes state government as well as central government employee. Non-government employee includes local authority employees, public sector undertaking employees, statutory corporations and other employees of the private organization. So this you need to remember, right? So here, as I said, leave encashment during the service or continuity of the employment. So at that particular point of time, if it is non-government employee or government employee, in both the cases it is taxable, means they have to pay the tax. This is the one thing which you have to remember. Next thing is leave encashment at the time of retirement or leaving the job, I said. So what do I mean by this here? So means when you retire or when you are leaving the job, at that particular point of time, you are encashing your leave. So at that case, in case if an individual is a government employee, that is either he is a central government employee or either he is a state government employee, for them it is exempted under section 10 subsection 10A subsection I. Next thing is coming on to non-government employee. At the time of non-government employee, as I earlier said, it will be including employees of local authority, public sector undertaking, other statutory corporations or other employees. For them, either it will be fully exempted or partly exempted. This is under section 10 subsection 10A subsection II. So here normally when you are calculating or when you are assessing non-government employee, there are certain rules and regulations that need to be followed, right? So here, in case a non-government employee is encashing his leave salary or encashing his leaves that are in his credit. So at that particular point of time, there are 4 conditions or 4 rules that is being set by income tax authority. One is period of earned leave to the credit of an employee at the time of retirement or leaving the job into average monthly salary. This is one condition. Next condition, 10 months average salary, means 10 months into average monthly salary you need to do it. Next thing is amount specified by the government is rupees 3 lakh. Next one is leave encashment actually received at the time of retirement. So these are the 4 rules with respect to non-government employee at the time of leave encashment. when he is retiring or when he is leaving the job. And also, in connection to these 4 rules, you need to remember few points. Which are those? One is average salary. So, what do you mean by average salary here? So, average salary means drawn during the period of 10 months immediately preceding the retirement. Means today or this month, if I am retiring, means preceding to this month. Now it is November, preceding to this month in the sense October. From October 10 months you need to take. So, to consider your average salary. That is one thing. Next thing is salary means. So, whenever you are calculating your average salary, at that particular point of time, you need to check what do you mean by salary. So, here in your income tax, for each and every calculation or each and every component what you are calculating, salary will be there. So, it differs. So, in this case, salary means you need to consider basic salary, dearness allowance as well as commission. So, that will be forming a salary. That becomes the base to calculate your average salary. Next component is you need to find out duration of service. So, duration of service in the sense for how many years that individual or that employee has worked, that you need to calculate. So, whenever you are calculating the duration of service, right? So, at that particular point of time, so you will consider number of years. In this case here, it should be completed number of years you need to take into consideration. But sometimes you cannot end up your job completely completing a year. At that particular point of time, there will be a fraction. It might be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 10 months, 6 months, like this. Fractions will be there. So, at that particular point of time, whenever you are rendering the service, right? So, in case 5 years, 10 months you have done. So, but it will be taken as 5 months, 5 years only. That you need to consider. And next thing, so to what extent, for example, any organization might provide you 40 days of leave. So, at that point of time, you will not avail all the 40 days and you want to encash. So, but there is a limit again. So, where earned leave cannot exceed 30 days for every year. That is what prescribed by the income tax authority. Means every year you can encash 30 days of your leave encashment. Means whatever the leave you have not taken, that can be encashed. That is the thing. Next thing is, whenever you are taking the leave, right? So, at that point of time, in case that leave encashment is not done by the employee, but in case if it is done by his successors, means they are legal heirs, it might be their spouse, it might be their children. So, at that point of time, here that will not be taken as salary for the employee, right. So, these are the few things related to leave salary what you need to understand. Okay. Next thing, we will move on to the problems now. So, we are working out the problems on leave salary. Okay. I will go with a problem. I will read out. Mr. Aditya, an employee of Himachal Pradesh government, retires on January 3rd, 2019 and receives rupees 11,60,000 as cash equivalent of earned leave to his credit. Is 11,60,000 fully exempted from tax? Right. So, now they are asking whether it is exempted from tax or not. So, what is your understanding here? As he is a government employee. Who is a government employee? Aditya is a government employee, right. So, in this case, what happens, as it is government employee, he is retiring. So, what the condition says? For the government employee, that is central government and state government employee, it is exempted from tax. So, in this case, that is in Mr. Aditya's case, it is fully exempted from tax. Means government employee means he is a state government employee, Himachal Pradesh government, state government employee. He is receiving 11,60,000, right. So, that is the encashment with respect to leave salary what he is earning, that is exempted from tax. So, we can conclude that as Mr. Aditya is a government employee, that is a state government employee, his encashment after retirement, that is rupees 11,60,000 is exempt from tax, means he need not pay the tax. Clear? This is one problem in a basic things, right. Next thing is we will move on to next problem, right. So, this is bit contents are more, information are provided with more, right. So, I will go with the problem. Mr. Ravi employed by PQR Limited up to March 15, 1988. At the time of leaving PQR Limited, he was paid rupees 3,50,000 as leave salary, out of which rupees 57,000 was exempted from tax under section 10(AA) subsection II. Thereafter, he joined ABC Private Limited and received rupees 4,12,200 as leave salary at the time of his retirement on December 31st, 2019. Determine the amount of taxable leave at the time of retirement, right. I repeat again, determine the amount of taxable leave salary from the following information. Salary at the time of retirement per month rupees 22,900. Average salary received during 10 months on December 31st, 2019. From March 1, 2019 to July 31st, 2019 per month rupees 22,600. From August 1, 2019 to December 31st, 2019 per month rupees 22,900. Duration of service 14 3/4 years. Leave entitlement for every year of service 45 days. Leave availed while in service 90 days. Leave at the credit of employee at the time of retirement 14 into 45 minus 90 divided by 30, 18 months. Leave salary paid at the time of retirement at the rate of rupees 22,900 per month, that is rupees 22,900 into 18, rupees 4,12,200. This is the problem, right. So, here they have provided the information related to Mr. Ravi. He was employed in two places, right. One is PQR Limited, another one is ABC Limited. Now, we will work out the problem based on Mr. Ravi's information, Mr. Ravi, right. So, he was employed in two places, one is PQR Limited, another one is ABC Limited. So, two places he was employed. From both the places he has received what? Leave encashment, right. So, how much he has received? So, I will write out the information here, basic information or brief information what he has received. So, from PQR Limited he has received how much? 3,50,000. 3,50,000 he has received. One more organization, that is ABC Limited. ABC Limited, he has received 4,12,200. So, this is the leave encashment he has received, who has received? Mr. Ravi has received. And also they have provided with the information related to the leave encashment, what it was done. When did he retire? Means you should also check when did he retire. He retired on 31st December 2019. He got retired, right? So based on this information, we need to calculate his leave salary, right? So how do you compute? So what they have asked here, determine the amount of taxable leave. Means what is the amount of taxable leave with respect to Mr. Ravi, that we need to calculate. Clear? As we discussed in the initial of the session, rules were there with respect to the leave salary. So what were those rules? That you need to understand, right? Hope you have understood through the discussion also, but once again I will repeat. But in the problem only there is a clue. What it is with respect to, they have said salary at the time of retirement was 22,900. Average salary, that is a clue again. Duration of service, that is a clue again. Leave encashment for every year of service, that is a clue. Leave availed while in service, that is again a clue. Leave at the time of employees, means leave at the credit of employee at the time of retirement. Leave salary paid at the time of retirement. All these information they have given you directly. So there is no confusion in it. So based on these information, so what is the amount he has received? That is from PQR Limited 3,50,000 as well as ABC Limited 4,12,200, what he has received. Out of that, what is the amount that is taxable, that we need to calculate, right? So how do we calculate? First thing is we need to find out amount exempted, right? To calculate amount exempted, first thing is we need to calculate amount exempted. Amount exempt we need to calculate. So what are the information that we require? So first thing is A. So what it is? Length of service I need. Length of service I need. In the problem they have said 14/3/4 years was the service. But as rule says, it has to be completed year of service. We should round it off. So information is, now we are rounding it up as 14 years. Information was 14/3/4. This was the information what they had provided, but we are rounding it up to 14 years. That is one thing. Next point, rate of leave entitlement. Rate of leave entitlement. So here they say that rate of leave entitlement, in the sense, in the problem what they have said, he has taken 45 days. He has taken 45 days. That is the rate of entitlement what organization has given. But what income tax authority says, it cannot be more than 30 days. This is what income tax authority says, not more than 30 days. So here we will take 30 days every year. Every year. Okay. Next point, we need leave availed while in service. Means what is the amount of leave he has taken during the service. Availed during service. How many days he has taken? In the problem they have provided the information, that is 90 days. Right. So this is what. And one more thing we want, leave to the credit of employee at the time of retirement, right? Leave to the credit of the employee at the time of retirement. With respect to this, in the problem, they have given us in the problem what it is 14 into 45 minus 90 divided by 30. But as the rule says, his encashment cannot cross 30 days in a year. That we need to calculate. So here 14 means 14 years into 30 days. This is every year he has taken 90 days of leave divided by 30. So how many months it will be? That we need to calculate. It is 11 months. Clear? So these are the information what we require. I repeat again, length of service in the problem they have said 14 3/4, right? So rounded off to 14 years. Next thing is rate of leave entitlement. So here actual leave taken by Mr. Ravi was 45 days every year, but income tax authority says it cannot exceed 30 days leave for each year of service. So we have taken 30 days. 30 days, right? Next thing is leave availed while in service. So means during the service, what is the amount of thing he has taken? Leave availed during service, 90 days. Next one we need to calculate leave to the credit of the employee at the time of retirement. Means at the time of retirement, so what is the amount of leave that was in his account? So that is 11 months. So we have calculated. So these are the basic information what we require to calculate the problem or to calculate the amount exempted with respect to leave salary. And so based on this, now we will move ahead. So as I had told you, how many conditions? 4 conditions with respect to this, that also you need to remember now. So I will rub this. So we now what we are calculating? We are calculating the exempt amount as well as what is the taxable amount, right? So before going to the conditions, first thing is one requirement is there, that is average monthly salary you need to calculate. So what is that average monthly salary? As the rule says, that is 10 months salary you need to take, right? So at the time of retirement, preceding months 10 months salary you need to take. So first thing is average monthly salary. Average monthly salary I need. Okay, rub this also. Okay, average monthly salary I need. So here there were 2 split offs they have given. In the problem only they had mentioned 2 split off. That is, one is 22,600 was the salary which was paid. Afterwards he was paid 22,900, right? So that we need to consider. So when it was paid, from March 1, 2019 to July, he was paid 22,600. Then August 1, 2019 to December, it was paid 22,900. This was the amount which was paid. So that we need to take into consideration. So based on that, we need to calculate. So from March we need to calculate. March to July, it is 5 months. Again after August to December, it is 5 months, right? Means March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. That is 22,600. July, right? Next, August, September, October, November, December, again 5 months. So that you need to calculate. So average monthly salary, that is for 10 months you need to calculate. That is for 10 months you need to calculate. For 10 months. So that is 22,600 into 5 months. This is for 5 months period. afterwards again 22,900. This is for 5 months. This should be divided by 10. Clear? So, what is the amount of average monthly salary you will be getting per month? You need to calculate. So, that is 22,750. This is per month. This is one information what we require to calculate. Clear? Next thing, as I earlier said, or earlier I had just briefed out with 4 conditions, right? So, what are those conditions? First condition is period of earned leave to the credit of employee at the time of retirement or leaving the job into average monthly salary. This was a condition, right? So, I will go with first condition, period of earned leave. I will write it here. Period of earned leave. Period of earned leave into average monthly salary. Clear? Average monthly salary. So, what it is? Period of earned leave. So, what it is? We had calculated before this, we had basic information, in that we calculated. So, period of earned leave was how many months? It was 11 months into average monthly salary. We have calculated here 22,750. That you need to multiply here. 22,750. So, how much it is? 2,50,250. 2,50,250. So, this is one condition is over. Second condition I said 10 months average salary. So, 10 months into average salary. Average salary means how much? We have calculated there. What it is? 22,750. 22,750. So, if you calculate, it is 2,27,750. 2,22,500 it will be. Okay, clear. So, this is one thing. Third one, government specified limit. Amount specified by government. So, what is the amount specified by government? It is, rule is 3 lakh. But I cannot take 3 lakh here in this case, because initially only when he took up the leaves encashment from PQR Limited. So, at that point of time he had got an exemption of 57,000. So, that need to be deducted from this 3 lakh. So, earlier 57,000 whatever exemption he had claimed, that has to be deducted from this specified limit, and remaining amount, that is 2,43,000. 2,43,000. Now, this becomes the amount specified by the government. In case this was not there, means you would have taken 3 lakh as it is. Right. Next thing is, at the time of retirement. At the time of retirement, in his case, how much he got? That is fourth condition. So, which says leave encashment actually received. Leave encashment actually received. How much did he receive? That is from the last, at the time of retirement means last employer, ABC Private Limited. So, it is 4,12,200. So, these are the 4 conditions. Based on this information, we have posted it here. So, what they say here is, What is exempted means least of the following, means out of this 4 whichever is less, or we also say as least of the following. So, least of the following means which is least here, right? This is least, that is 2,27,500 is least. So, what we can tell this as, it can be said as exemption or amount not taxable. So, amount not taxable is 2,27,500. It is also said as exempt, right? In this case, what they have asked you to calculate, they have asked you to calculate amount taxable, means for what amount he has to pay the tax, right? That we need to calculate. So, here amount taxable. So, Ravi has received this amount, this much. Out of this, he is getting exemption of 2,27,500. Understanding? So, remaining amount will be the taxable amount. So, 4,12,200 minus 2,27,500. So, what is the remaining amount? 1,84,700. Right. So, for this amount he need to pay the tax. Hope clear? So, whenever you are calculating the leave salary, this is with respect to non-government employee, you need to remember. These are the 4 steps. Prior to this, whatever the basic information we had kept, that also you need to make a note. Afterwards, you need to calculate with respect to these 4 conditions. So, based on that, in Ravi's case, what is happening? Least is 2,27,500, that is the exemption amount. What he has encashed at the time of retirement is 4,12,200. Out of that exemption amount, if we are deducting, remaining amount 1,84,700, that is the amount that is taxable for the assessment year 2020 and 21. Hope you are clear with leave salary. So, how it will be calculated for the government employee, how it will be calculated for the non-government employee, right? For government employee it is exempted. For non-government employee, this is the pattern what you need to follow. Thank you.